Hello and welcome to episode 59, Feeling Fine of TBC, the Board Crew. Today your hosts are Tony and
David.
And we went to Playcon.
And we had a great time.
Damn straight we did. 3 days. That was... How are you feeling after all that?
It was exhausting, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, I agree. I think I overslept on one of the mornings and missed out on a game that I was supposed to play. Like, yeah, it was 10 a.m. till midnight for a couple of nights in a row there. That's intense.
I had some environmental noise down the street one night. It was quite noisy, and I think I just slept through it anyway. I was pretty tired.
That's one way to get some sleep. Just learn a lot of games, and then you will sleep like a baby. Anyway, we are going to have a chat about all the games we played across the 3 days and our impressions. So let's get into it.
Yeah, we've got a few to discuss. Friday morning, I think the first game I played was actually Cork. Funny little game. It's a dexterity game. So you've got a bunch of little corks in the middle of the board, and you've got a rope coming off your cork. You have a little rope coming over to your side. Someone has a cup, and they're trying to cup the corks by popping a little cup on, and you got to pull your cork out of the way. You roll a dice, and then based on the result of the dice, you've got to work out whether to pull your cork out. So a little dexterity game. It's really a test of quick reactions to see if you can see the die and work out whether you need to pull your cork out before it gets cupped. I was horribly bad at it, but it was fun.
Yeah, no, I was walking past and you literally like called out to me, like, come join. Like, oh, all right. It was fun. I got over it very quickly though. So that was one thing I found.
I definitely think it would be fun to play with my nephews. I can imagine a lot of loud noise and fun times with them. They're like, primary school, so I think they'd enjoy that. Yeah.
No, probably that's probably the perfect age. Like, good party family game. One of the first games I got to play after that, I guess, Star Wars Battle of Hoth. That's one I've wanted to play for ages. It was really weird though. Like, I signed up for, like, Asmodee had their own stall at Playcon, and I thought they were going to teach us the game. There was no one there to teach you, so you had like an hour and a half or 45 minutes, whatever it was, to try and learn the game and play it real quick. It was crazy. But there was, a person who played just before us who was kind enough to teach us the rules, and that was a theme throughout Playcon, which was pretty cool. That had absolutely nothing to do with this game, but this game, I absolutely loved it. It was a cool little skirmish game that had different scenarios where you were battling on the ice planet of Hoth in Star Wars, and one team's the Imperial, one team is the Rebels. You're just trying to win the scenario. It was great.
Yeah, sounds like fun. I was impressed with just how generous people were. I had multiple people who were willing to teach games even when they weren't playing themselves. Lots of really nice people.
Yeah. Big shout out to Claire. We'll mention her later.
I played Riftbound, which is a trading card game. It's mechanically quite similar to Magic the Gathering in some ways, but it has this difference where you've got like two central conflict areas, like fields or locations, and you're lining up your creatures essentially to fight in one of the two lanes, and you're lining your creatures up against the opponent's creatures and trying to win. So a little bit similar to Magic the Gathering, I guess, but with that sort of different, that your combat is focused in one of two areas, and with the League of Legends theme. So I suppose it's cool for the League of Legends people out there.
Yeah, nice. Okay. I dabbled into, or got pulled into a game of Fated Fellowship, and no one else had played, and I'd only played it once on BGA with you all. I'm like, and they're like, you can teach us the rules, right? I'm like, kind of. No, luckily we had someone there, again, a generous person who gave us a quick rundown at the start. But yeah, again, that was in that like Asmodee area, so we played for literally like an hour, and it was like another group came in to play, and we're like, oh, we'll just set this up for you. And like, so it was more just a taste. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the game. I know other people are, but yeah, I don't know, something about it doesn't quite. I love Pandemic. I thought I would love the game, but yeah, it just doesn't tickle me for some reason.
It definitely has some differences from Pandemic. It's a lot more involved in some ways, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got like the growing threat system, and like the spots you've already revealed back on top, so they spawn again. It has all that Pandemic-y feel, but yeah, just something about it. I don't know.
I do find, and I found other people I've talked to feel similarly, some characters are more fun than others, and depending on the character, at least subjectively. So I think depending on the characters you play, that may have an impact on how much you enjoy it. At least that's just an observation that I found.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Oh, I played Arkham Horror, the role-playing game, which I've read about before. I think it came out a few years ago. I'm a big Fantasy Flight fan, so I've played a bunch of the other games, but I've never played this one. So I quite enjoyed it. There's a series of locations, little maps that you explore with the team. You have a story that you're following and various actions that you can do. It felt very thematic. I think we kind of broke the end of the little demo by working out some clever combat tricks and managed to trivialize it a little bit. But yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed the theme. I think mechanically a bit simpler compared to the card game, but more involving in some other ways.
Yeah. Was it like the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, like a bit more like that, or?
No. So it felt a bit more, I guess you could say, gamified. So the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game is very story-driven. I would say mechanically light. So the Call of Cthulhu is, the mechanics are all about playing into the story based on what the DM wants to do.
Yeah.
Whereas with Arkham Horror, the role-playing game, it's very structured. It's almost in some ways like going through a scenario in the card game, but without the deck of cards and with a little bit more free-form options.
Okay. It's almost like a choose-your-own-adventure sort of thing. Like you're presented with this.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't complete the whole campaign. It was just like part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's how you could put it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. One of the games I played was Deception Hong Kong, Murder in Hong Kong, which I signed up for this not knowing what it was. I was just like, okay, I'll play this game. I really enjoyed it. So in this, you are like, you got a bunch of you together. Someone's been murdered. It's no one at the table from memory, but a murder has happened. Someone at the table is the murderer, and with the amount of people we had another person who was an associate to the murderer, and then we had a witness and all these things, and it was like having to work out who that person was based off of the evidence that's in the middle. So you get like a game master, I guess, like, oh, that's right. The game master is the victim, and they're trying to give you clues as to how they died. It was hilarious. There was a husband and wife who rocked up, and they're like, "Oh, we'll sit apart so that way we don't get like we can't work together or anything." And it turned out that the husband was the murderer and the wife was the associate, as like all the roles got passed out randomly. So yeah, that was pretty fun, and yeah. I was a good guy and we won, so I was very proud.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think we both played Pitch Car.
Yes. Yeah, we played, did you play it twice or once?
I played it twice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I only played it on that last day, but a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that game.
Yes, I think I came last or second last both times.
Was the jump... okay, so... Well, we better elevator pitch this one. So Pitch Car, yeah, you have a wooden token which has a picture of a race car on it, and you flick it around a track that's been pre-generated by whoever's putting it together. In the one that I did with you, there was a jump and a loop-de-loop. Was there one in the first one as well?
Yeah, the track was the same both times, I think. Yeah. Very difficult, at least for me anyway, but very tricky, and you keep getting blocked. Like there's a lot of cars on the track, and you've got to get past them, so it can be quite difficult to get past the other players when they're in the road as well.
No, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like, yeah, just dexterity chaos basically, and that jump, man. Like trying to not only trying to flick it straight on that track is hard, but then trying to do it to jump and land on the track. I got very lucky with that. Like, I think I got it on the second flick, and I'm like, I don't know how I did that.
And with the weight of the little cars, you've got to be very precise with the amount of force you use to flick the tokens. A little bit too little force or a little bit too much force, and it either will go no distance at all, or it'll go flying off the table.
Yeah. Or the amount of times I went to flick, like, I just want to nudge it around a corner, and I put, like, too little force into it that it basically just stayed connected to my finger, and I'm like, oh, that sucked. And so I came second. In the end, like, I was so close to being first, and the person who came first was a kid, and the host was like, "That was generous of you letting him come first." I'm like, yeah, I totally let him come first.
I think in the first game I played, I think it was a kid that won as well, funnily enough. So there must be a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like 10-year-old me would have been better at it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Another one that we played together, which is one I've really wanted to play, and I felt really bad for you for the seat you took, was a game called Captain Sonar. Now, I love the idea of this because it's basically role-playing battleships, and so you can play between 2 to 8 players, and you're 2 separate submarines trying to kill the opponent. Now, you have different roles. You got someone who's a navigator who's listening to the opposition team of where they're going to try and figure out where they are. You get the captain who's ordering where to go, when to use missiles, when to use tracking, all these things. Like, it's a very heavy role. And then you get like your first mate and your engineer who are basically tracking when torpedoes and things are ready, and also how the submarine is surviving, because these things are old and they break as you're traveling around this little map. Yeah, but like, we set it up. I was all excited, and I saw you sit in the captain chair, and I'm like, oh, this is that's a tough role to sit in. And I felt really bad.
Here, stress awaits.
Yeah, it is definitely the most stressful. I mean, like, we played with a bunch of friends of ours from Sydney, so, and like, yeah, I was on the opposite ship to you, and I was the first mate, and so I'd say to the captain, like, oh yeah, this is ready, and he just go, yeah, stop, use it, and it's like, oh no, the engineer's saying you can't yet because that section of the ship is down right now, and he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, the input that you're listening to as the captain must be insane.
Oh, yes, there's a lot going on. It's quite clever how the different roles play together. It's completely asymmetrical in the sense that each person has a totally different function. It requires a lot of multitasking as the captain because you need to understand and be on top of what each of the other roles are doing.
Yeah.
I seem to remember reading somewhere that the most difficult job application process in the world is a submarine captain in the Royal Navy.
Okay.
And now I know why.
And you got a little taste of that. Yeah, and of course I wanted to play it in real time, so there wasn't like we can all take our time on our turns and figure this out. I'm like, no, we're going for this. We're going hard straight away. So I absolutely loved that one. I would have liked to try. I would like to play again and try being a captain.
Yeah. I would like to try again with one of the other roles and see how it compares.
Yeah.
The is the navigator the one which has to guess where the other player is going?
Yeah, where they listen to the other captain and like draw it on. So another one, like the captain's got a map and the navigator's got a map, but he's also got a clear sheet on top they have a clear sheet on top that they mark where the other ship is traveling, and then they can move it around the map and go, okay, well, they can't go here because they run into an island, or they must be either here or here. So they talk to you and the captain and be like, let's do a sonar and see if they're in section 5. And if they're not, we know they're over here. And yeah.
Pretty unique game.
And it got played like back to back.
It did, yes.
Yeah. While we played
Lutia.
Yeah. Which, shout out to Claire for explaining that to us, because I was very intimidated by that rulebook.
Oh, yes. I think we would have spent a long time trying to make head and tail of it. She did a great job of explaining the rules.
Yeah, and that was another thing of kindness. Like, she was just walking past, saw us, then I'm just like, do you want me to teach you how to play this? Like, yes, please. Yes, yes. But, that was very cool.
I really enjoyed Lutia. I quite enjoyed the mechanics. It was clever. There's like a secret bidding for actions where it makes a big difference if you are the winner of the bid or not. It affects how the action progresses. You're trying to build instruments, put on performances, and take the first seat, or essentially, I guess, get your instrument into the first seats of an orchestra in the different positions. I love the art and the theme. It's all about classical music, Vivaldi and Bach and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
As a classical music lover, the theme really appeals to me personally. So, and I found the mechanics to be really satisfying. Very much enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. And like yourself, like I'm a muso, so I love, and I'm a woodworker. So building instruments, I mean, I love that idea. So yeah, I really enjoyed all the mechanics, and it never felt mean. And then once you got all the rules, it seemed really intimidating. But then I was like, oh, this is actually quite straightforward. It's okay. There's like couple of different composers or performers or whatever, which you can try and help out by helping them put on the performance they want or making their instrument or whatever it is they like. And you go, oh, well, one's in the first slot, which is free. The second one you need to pay for. Third one you need to pay more for. Like, oh, well, that makes sense. Okay, so if I have a higher number there, I can take the first card. Otherwise, I have to take the second card, or I might not be able to afford it. It might be a wasted turn. And it's basically, that's the same mechanic for all the locations. So you're like, yeah, the game becomes very simple once you know the rules, but it just looks intimidating because of how big it is.
Yeah, it's simple at heart. It gives you multiple different ways of scoring and multiple ways to victory, but still constrained, not a point salad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really, was probably one of my favorite games of the con.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Did I play? Oh, yes. As I said, did I play anything else on that first day? Yes, we did. We played another game together. Vantage.
Yes.
I loved this one.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's one that I'd seen a lot of mixed reviews about, but jumping into it, it felt like the mission we were given, it was like, oh, we need to find out about the flora and fauna of this planet. And then like you land and then you're like, oh yeah, like where I landed, it was like, oh yeah, there's a kid running along the beach with some animal you've never seen before. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'll find out about that then. It's like, oh yeah, you've now got this mission to go like explore some places for this kid. I'm like, okay. And then I started exploring the place and I found like pirates, and then I stole a ship myself, and then I got to a village where I could live, and I'm like, am I just giving up on the flora and fauna mission now? Like, is this it? Is this my life? No, it's cool. I like the sandbox exploration in it all.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I loved it. If you grew up like me with choose your own adventure storybooks, it's like a dream come true. It's like a board game form of that.
Yeah.
The art was beautiful, and thematically, it really struck a nice balance between fantasy and science fiction elements without going too far. If you've ever played Breath of the Wild, it kind of had a little bit of that vibe to it. I really enjoyed it. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and like it's just like on each card where it's like you can go this way, or this way, and you're like, oh, which way do I want to go? You go to the next, you go, all right, I'll go this way. And it's like, oh, you see these things. You're like, that's all interesting. I want to explore it all. I'll keep going this way. Oh, I'll look into this. Oh, okay, no, I'll go. Oh, wait, how did I get here? How do I get back to that thing again? I want to go. And it's like, I think we had like an hour and a half and they were trying to kick us out because they're like, we're closing. It's almost midnight. It's time to go. And we're like, yeah, just one more round. Just one more round. I think, yeah, we were playing with Gaz, and he's like, I just want to defeat this one monster so I can get the item for my thing. Like, yeah, okay, we'll rush our turns so you can get this. And yeah, no, it was very cool. That is definitely a game that I would like to play again, and it feels like you'd almost want to dedicate a day to it just so you could really explore that world. And then if you fail, you just go again.
Yeah, that's right. It's not really about winning or losing as much as exploration.
Yeah. For all those people who've played like Skyrim 40,000 times and starts a new save file, yeah, this is probably the game for you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that was my day one.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, cool. Well, let's move on to day two.
I started day two with Aqueducts, as in DUCKS, which is a fun little game all about building a card tower. Not a dexterity game. The cards fit together in a really clever way, but you're trying to build a tower up. You can build your tower out and up and to the side and in different directions, and then over time it gets destroyed, and you're trying to work out how to build your tower in order to get the best possible score, and you're trying to work out which parts of your tower you want to keep to later. So I guess the clever thing is that the little card tower that you're building kind of looks a little bit like an aqueduct, hence the pun in the name. I've never seen a game like it. Really, yeah, clever little game. It was fun. It was a demo, so we didn't play the whole thing, but yeah, I thought it was a fun little game.
Yeah, I think that was like an Aussie designer as well. It was like their first game or something they've ever made.
Yeah, they were teaching it there. It was they
like,
seemed nice.
Yeah, mate of the pod, Eric, like bought a copy and took it home to his kid, and they absolutely had a blast. They played it like 4 times since already. Wow. Yeah, I did a demo on that day as well. A game called Going the Distance, which was a boxing simulation game for 2 players, or it can be 1 player, but 2 players because it's a boxing match. It was like, I absolutely enjoyed it, and the host, okay, I can't find the guy's name, but it says it's going to be published by Porthosian Games or Portosian Games. I'm sorry if I've butchered that. But this guy, like, the passion he had behind this game he elevated the experience tenfold. Like, he did a full, like, in the blue corner, wearing the blue shorts, weighing in at 220 pounds. Did all the old school thing that I was hoping to experience. And he had like a fake cigar that he was chewing on. He dinged a bell. But basically in this game, it's a boxing simulation. So you've got 5 rounds you're going to go through, and you get 5 turns in that round. And each turn you're going to play 3 cards. And so then you've got like a rock, paper, scissors style of mechanic of like light, medium, and heavy punches and to see who hits who, whether you actually do damage, whether you knock them down, whether you potentially get a KO, or whether you get tired because you've overexerted yourself and not actually been able to land a punch or whatever. It was really fun, and there was like lots of little things, backgrounds of the characters. So it turns out the 2 people we were playing as had a grudge against each other because one of them was a dirty fighter, one was a clean fighter, and they just hated each other. And it's like, so they were both more amped up for the fight. So we, like, both of our strengths were increased, but we would get gassed a lot faster because rather than being tactical, we're just going all out at each other. Yeah, it was very involved and really strategic, which, like, I've done boxing myself, and they used to say that it was like boxing's like playing chess with your fists, because like you're trying to think of how to get into your opponent, and so you have that whole like 1v1, and you're just going, are you going to go heavy now? Am I going to be able to dodge you? What are you going to play? Like, and then you're just trying to play this like not bluffing game, but you're trying to read the opponent and how are they going to fight? What have they got? And just trying to counter that. And yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this game, and I hated that we only got to go through like 1 round. I wanted to finish the game. Like that, as I said earlier, as soon as this is available, I'm backing it. Like I want this game in my collection. I want to play. I want to show it to people. It's heaps of fun.
Geez, that sounds clever.
Yeah. So that was Going the Distance, which yet to be published. Check it out on GameFound.
I played a little tile laying game called Subtopia. You're trying to make sets of city tiles. You're laying out tiles, and you've got to kind of make certain kinds of city tiles are connected in certain ways with various roads. Very short, quite simple game, but I found the strategy was really indirect, which was interesting. Both people committing tiles to the same central layout, but trying to get a score is something you've got to really be quite observant. Scoring opportunities can be elusive. So it was a clever little game that made me think outside the square a little bit, I guess. So I quite enjoyed that. That was fun.
Nice. It's one I've played before, but Quacks of Quedlingberg. Shout out to Mel, if she ever listens to this. She brought her own version where she had pimped it up to the max. Quacks of Quedlingberg is a bag building game where you put different ingredients in a bag and you pull them out to try and make a potion without it exploding. Usually it's all cardboard pieces that you have. She had nice acrylic pieces that you put into your bag, so it just felt nicer. There was a bit more weight to it. Between rounds, you buy different ingredients from the shop. She had actually a whole shop set up at the end of the table. There was an expansion, the Herb Witches expansion, which I'd never played with before, so it was cool to try that one out. I just enjoy that game, like just that push your luck element of, oh, am I going to pull another white one? Is this going to explode my potion? No, it's fine. Okay, cool. Oh, there's 3 left in the bag. Look at my potion. Okay, there's 2 of them are going to be white. If I put, like, I've got 66% chance that I'm going to destroy my potion. I'll leave it and stop, and then you count your points. Yada yada. A lot of fun. A game that I don't play to win. It's just a game I play to enjoy.
I played Magical Athlete. It's basically snakes and ladders, except instead of going up and down snakes and ladders, you've got special powers, and so you may have a special power that you get to jump over other players, or that other players get messed up when they land on your space or whatever. It was 100% luck, so there's not really a lot to say about it. I guess it might be fun for preschool kids.
Right, okay, fair enough.
I don't know why I ended up playing it, just kind of happened.
Yeah, you were just standing around there like, join, you're like, okay.
Yep.
That's what I mean. It's that sort of thing of like, the first day I was like walking around and this guy just walked up to me and he's like, you sir, you're not playing the game right now. I'm like, No, I'm not. He's like, would you like to come play Captain Soda? I'm like, I'm actually playing it later, so I'm all good, thanks. Yeah, that's made by the same people as Hot Streak, which segues nicely into that because I played Hot Streak. Yeah. We've spoken about it before on the pod, I think. Future Ben can jump in there with the episode that we spoke about it on.
Future Ben here. We haven't actually spoken about Hot Streak. We all love it, but we haven't done a review. Maybe coming soon.
Hot Streak is a gambling game, I guess you could say, where it's 4 mascots all in a race. Like they have usually American sporting events where someone's going to play cards out to move the characters along, and you just got to place bets to see who's going to win, whether a certain thing's going to happen. So you'll turn a card and the hot dog will fall over during this race, and you'll place a bet to say yes or no, they won't. And then, you just see how much money you get at the end, and after 3 rounds, that's it.
It's all about the ridiculousness of bumbling mascots falling over each other and moving backwards and running in circles and knocking each other off the track.
Turning around and running backward. Yeah. It's like, where are you going, man? Like, turn around. It's hilarious. It's stupid fun.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's a comedy game, but it really works.
Yeah.
We also played Floating Floors, which was, I thought, a really clever little dexterity game.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that one. It was... God, it was tough.
Very hard game. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, no, you're 2 separate ninjas trying to get all your items, and you have these 3 different shaped cubes. 3 different shaped cubes? Yeah, triangle, square, and hexagonal little cubes that you put down either underneath tiles or on top of tiles to balance them, and you're trying to screw over the other ninja but make it that you can achieve your objective. And that was bloody tough. Like trying to be like, okay, I'm going to put a triangle under this corner and under this other corner, so that way when David jumps on this, it'll fall over and I'll get my turn again. But if I jump on it, it'll fall over as well and give it to David, so I can't put that there. I need to make it more balanced. Damn, how am I going to make this work? No, it was a lot of fun, that one.
Yes, I was trying to screw you over at the end there, and I made it impossible for you, and then I realized, oh, wait, I need to go there.
We got basically down to the last section, and we were just hate building this one tile to each other and trying to, like, stack these cubes, like, 5 high on top of the card, because when you go to collect your item, you've got to rotate the floating floor. So you're all of a sudden going to change how all the weight's distributed. So you're then trying to think, all right, if I put something in the top left corner, when I rotate, it's going to go to the bottom left corner. Is that then going to fall over, or is it going to counterbalance enough? And if I put too much weight on it now, will it hold or will it fall? And, it was a lot of fun. Not good if you got shaky hands.
Oh, goodness.
Like, the other times I get the shakes on it, I'm like, oh, no, you got to move your piece, like your ninja around, and you'd knock it over, and you're like, oh, well, that's my turn.
Definitely should have had less coffee, I should say.
Maybe we were sleep deprived. It was fine. When I played, I had a bit of time on my own. 3 Ring Circus, which you are a traveling circus band traveling around a section of America, trying to beat you're like a small time circus group trying to beat like a big time circus group and get around to all the towns and everything before they do a loop of the area that you're playing in. Did this one solo. It was a game I had seen a couple of times that I thought looked interesting, but it was okay in the end. I wasn't overly impressed with it. I felt like I wanted a little bit more out of it. So you basically have to draft cards to get acts into your circus, like you have like either lions or trapeze performers or strongmen or whatever. It's like based back in like the 1940s sort of style. Like if you picture like Dumbo's circus, like that sort of like the Disney Dumbo.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It follows that sort of artwork and everything. Yeah, like I just felt like I don't know. I will caveat this with, at the time, I was in a bit of a low mood. I think I just done a lot of games and I was just a bit like, I'm fried at the moment. And I decided to then learn this on my own and play it on my own. I was a bit like, I can't be bothered. So take this one with a grain of salt. But I felt like I wanted a bit more out of the game.
Yeah, fair enough. I have not played that one. I played a game I've been wanting to play for a while, never got round to until the con, Lost Ruins of Arnak, and it was amazing. It was just as good as I hoped. It combines two of my favorite mechanics, deck building and worker placement, two things I very much enjoy, with a really awesome sort of South American explorer type theme. So yeah, really cool. You can build really cool combos with the deck. So the deck building felt dynamic and interesting, not just boring, like add this good card, whatever. Like it worked. The combo's really fun and you could do cool stuff. And you unlock new worker placement spots as the game progresses. And it just felt fun. It felt thematic. I had a total blast. Really enjoyed it. Definitely want to play it again.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. We actually bought it for Deke while we were there. And turns out his wife got it for him for a wedding present, like an anniversary present. That's kind of hilarious. But either way, it looks a lot like Quests for El Dorado. Have you played that?
Yeah, a little bit. It's the difference, of course, is that's more just a racing game, I guess, whereas this is more worker placement and I guess you're building a bit of an engine. You really become much more powerful. Like the combination of deck building and worker placement means you can do almost nothing at the beginning of the game. But by the end of the game, I was thinking, well, I can play this card, which gives me this, and then I can play these two cards, and then I can do this, and then I can cycle my deck, and then I can go here, then I can get to the end of the scoring track. Oh, and I can do it again, and then I can also get this other combo. It was very satisfying.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
A bit of an Indiana Jones kind of a vibe is what I got from it, which I like.
Yeah, no, it looked very cool. Another game I played that day, which is one I've been wanting to play for a long time, was Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a 2-hour role-playing game where you're all members of a town. There's a demon amongst you, and they're committing murders, and you all have different roles. It's a social deduction game where some people will get information each night. Some people might get killed, like someone might get killed each night, and you got to try and figure out who this demon is and kill them before the end of the game. Sometimes they have allies as well. In hour one, they had 2 allies because I think we had about 15 people or something in it. I was a good guy, and the demons were doing so well that there was a lot of people convinced that I was a bad guy. And I was one of the last people in it, and I was a character role called the Mayor, where if you're alive at the end of, with the last 3 people and no one gets executed that night, the good guys win. So it was me, a demon, and a minion who were alive. And if you're dead in the game, you still get to take a vote, but you can't actively accuse anyone to die. And so it's this weird moment at the end where I had nearly everyone being like, yeah, this guy's the demon, pointing at me. I'm like, I'm not the demon. This is my role. I've been consistent about that all game. And trying to ferret out the other two to what are your roles, trying to work with everyone to expose a demon. It was really hard. Maybe it was because it's my first game and everyone who's playing, nearly everyone who was playing is their first game. But so it felt a bit like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Are we supposed to share roles? How do I sort of figure out who's a demon or not? Which, that's the deduction of it all, I guess. But I had a blast, and I want to play it again. If you're into Werewolf or Ultimate Werewolf, if you've ever played any games like that, or Secret Hitler, or I guess even Sheriff of Nottingham, you could sort of equate to this. Yeah, give this a go. But it's a game on steroids for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely a very involving one.
Yeah.
I played Le Havre, which I've never played before. It's one I've had on my radar. It's a sort of resource management come worker placement game. But the clever thing is that the worker placement spots are buildings and people purchase the buildings over time. So as the game progresses, you're going to other people's buildings. You're essentially trying to collect resources, trade them for other resources, upgrade those into even better resources, use those to buy ships, use the ships to ship your resources and get points. I didn't really get the game. I understood the rules, I think, but I didn't understand the strategy at all until the end. So I'd have to play it again. I think I get how to play now, but I didn't really quite get it. So it's one of those games, maybe you just got to play it twice.
Yep.
Not my favorite Uwe Rosenberg game by any stretch, but maybe that would change if I played it again. It felt a little bit dry, but again, that might just be because I didn't quite get my head around the mechanics fully until the end.
Oh, Fair enough. Last game I played on that second day was one called Things in Rings, which you have someone who is the knower and everyone else is trying to figure out what the knower knows. And so you have a Venn diagram of 3 separate rings. So let's say so one is like its utility within the world, an association with the word of what it, another one is association of the word of what it is, and the last one is the usability of the object or something. And so it's like, this is going to be a hard one to explain. So in terms of like usability of the word, let's say the first 2 letters of the word are in alphabetical order. So it doesn't need to be like A, B, or C, D, but like it's an A and then it's a D. Like, so that for the first 2 letters or whatever. So like one of the items was sword. And so that fit into there because SW. So you would put that item into, like the knower would put the item into that ring. You go, okay, cool. It could be that the feature of it is longer than a brush. So it would then actually Venn diagram between the word and the feature of it within the world, because it's longer than a brush and also fits the word thing. And then the usability of it could be something like can hurt you. And so it's like, well, this sword fits the word, fits the usability, and fits the like how it relates to something else within the world. And so then go, cool, that's in the middle of the Venn diagram. And by slowly adding all these random things, you've got to figure out, you can slowly figure out, all right, well, I've got these things in my hand. I know if I put it here or here or here on this Venn diagram, it should be correct. And you've got to basically empty out your hand. And if you do, you win. So you can play with up to, I think we had 7 of us playing it at one time. And we're all putting these cards down. It's like, yep, put this here. Like check, like watch the person who's the knower and be like, yep, that's in the correct spot. Or they move it so that way it's going to be in the correct spot and then you have to pull another card again. Very brain burnery. We played it on easy mode the whole time. And then on the last round, we put one item up to medium. And that took us as long as all the other 6 rounds combined.
Oh, gee.
And it was like, I don't know if we were just tired or what, because after that, I left the con for the night. I was like, I'm done.
Too much thinking.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun and like a great filler game. Yeah.
I ended the Saturday with an amazing game of Nemesis Retaliation. I have never played a Nemesis
really
game
good.
before. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I had an incredible experience. The game was, like your Quacks of Quedlingberg game, absolutely mega blinged out, beautiful painted minis, custom board, super blinged out components all around, and it definitely enhanced the experience. It was a very fun game. It was like a semi-cooperative kind of game where everyone has their own secret objectives. You need to work together to fight the aliens, otherwise you're all going to lose, but you're not all going to win because you have conflicting objectives. So one of the other guys had the objective to kill me. I had the objective to kind of cooperate with the team and get out, but I had my own little sub-objective in there. So it went pretty well. At one point, I didn't know that this guy was out to kill me, but I used one of my powers to sort of control him and get him to do a certain thing, which helped the team and probably prevented him from knocking me out, I think.
Right.
It was a great experience. I didn't end up making it out alive, sadly. But yeah, it's incredibly thematic, though. You've got all these aliens coming in. It definitely had an aliens kind of vibe. That's not the
It's
official
aliens.
thing.
That's what it is. It's aliens without the name on it.
Yeah, it definitely had that vibe, and it was incredibly atmospheric. Like, it's more atmospheric than some horror video games I played. Just really captured the theme very well, I thought. Yeah, like trying to manage your gear and your limited resources, trying to make it to the end, trying to get there in time, working out the risk. Yeah, it was very, very tense. Cooperating with the team, and you don't know if they're out to get you. You're coordinating with them. You don't know, are they trying to really aim for the same objective, or are they lying? Yeah, very, very tense atmospheric experience. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, so you didn't like it then?
I loved it. It was amazing. I'd like to play that one again.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've played it once on like a sort of BGA style sort of website years ago. And like even playing it like that was awesome. I'm dying to play that game. All right, that was the end of day 2. So day 3, I don't think I played that much on day 3.
No, day 3 was the shortest day, like literally, but also the day I actually played the fewest games.
First up, I play with you Eternal Decks, which is a game I'd wanted to play for a while, where you have a hand of cards, you're laying them. Oh, wow, how do you explain this game? You have 3 different paths that you need to put cards down onto, and they all have their own restrictions of like one row you can put down any card, another row it has to be in ascending order, another row it has to be in descending order, the cards that you lay down. And you can't openly say what cards you have in your hand, you can only vaguely say what you have, and you start off with cards numbered 1 to 5, but you only have 3 cards in your hand at any time. Your objective is to free these gods or these Eternals from their slumber, which then gives you more cards to put into your hand, but in doing so, then restricts what you can do. So like, you raise the Phoenix, but now you can't play yellow cards. Or you raise the Leviathan, and now you can't play 4s and 7s. And so you then need to try and get these different gems from around the map to give to these gods, so that way they'll be quiet and let you use that ability again. It was a cool game. It was really hard.
Oh, it was very tough. I think at one point my whole hand was unplayable due to the added rules.
Yeah, we lost. we'll say that right now. We lost. But I definitely want to give that a go again.
Yeah, it was a clever game.
Yeah.
Interesting art as well. I started off with Assyria 2nd Edition, which I really enjoyed. It was a demo, so we didn't play the whole game. You're essentially trying to build a ziggurat and build houses around it on a board. You're competing for space on the board. You need to collect food from cards to feed your villagers, to keep them alive. You need to put villagers either on the river or on the land. The river scores you more points, but the land is more secure because your houses on the river are going to get destroyed over the course of the game. So a really clever mechanic where you're trying to build up this empire and it's going to get flushed away, and then you're going to build it up again, it's going to get flushed away. So a really clever mechanic, a nice little balance of resource management and competition for space. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a clever little game. I'd like to play it again. I almost might have bought it if it was for sale, but I don't think they had it for sale there, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. That sounds really cool. I think I only played one more game that day. I've had a very quiet Sunday by the looks of it. It was this large game that we both played over in the corner. They had like a big version of this game where you were trying to escape a city plague. Now, I don't have the name of the game written down or anything.
Oh, Jumbo Bristol 1350.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, and so we were all in separate, we had 8 players, you can have up to 9, and we were all in separate carts, and we had to try and escape the city by traveling through 9 different sections of it. And you can attempt to try and jump to other carts, try and get out, and you got to try and not have a combined number of, I think it's above 4 in your hand. So you get these cards, and it's like they all represent different symptoms you could have, like a cough or dizziness or vomiting. They all are worth different numbers. And if you get above a certain number, you have the plague. And so if you have the plague, your whole cart then has the plague. And so you're trying to get out with clean people so that you win, basically. If you leave the city with plagued people, you lose. Yeah, it was a fun little game. Like, it's a dice rolling. How would you describe it?
I'm not quite sure how I would categorize it. It was a bit different.
Yeah, it was basically a dice rolling game with light card mechanics, because you had abilities on cards to represent your health, I guess you could say, and you could actually take special cards to have either like a whip or a potion to get rid of some stuff. And we all had different abilities as characters. I think you were the doctor or something.
The serf, I think I was.
And so so you could take a look at the cards and choose where to put cards or something to.
There's definitely an element of deduction as well, I think.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was fun playing like a big version of it. I don't think I'd play it again, but it was a nice little experience.
It was clever, interesting game. I wasn't in love with it, but I thought it was a clever system.
Yeah.
We also played Burgle Brothers together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm like, I swear we played something else. Sorry.
A cooperative game. You're playing a couple of thieves, or up to 4 thieves, who are infiltrating a bank. You've got to move your way around the bank and crack safes in order to win the game. You start on the first floor, make your way up to the 3rd floor, and there's different kinds of rooms. And you've got to peek into the rooms and decide whether you want to spend action looking in or just move in and take a risk. You want to avoid setting off the alarms, and you want to avoid getting caught by the guards. So it's a clever little game. Very simple rules-wise, but very, very, very tricky. You really got to plan quite carefully, or you're going to run out of your stealth tokens and lose.
Yeah, especially as you break into different safes, the guards will move faster and faster. They'll move more spaces. Getting up to that top level, this guard's going to move 5 spaces, and we're like, okay, are they going to go here? I'll make a distraction over here, so it pulls them this way first, so you don't get caught. And they're only going to move 4 spaces. Oh no, they're up to moving 6 spaces now. Oh crap, they're literally moving across the whole map in one turn. It was a good game. I like that one.
I've played it on Board Game Arena since then too.
Have you?
Game.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it works quite well on Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
We also played Corridor, which is a pure abstract game. A game I've seen before and been wanting to play. You have like a pawn on your side, and you're trying to get your pawn to the opponent's side. You also have walls that you place up, hence the name Corridor, spelt with a Q. So you have walls, your opponent has walls, and you can put the walls up between the squares on a chess-like board. Exactly how you use the walls and what the strategy is up to you. You can use the walls to try and block your opponent, or you can use the walls to try and create a path for yourself as well, or prevent your opponent from blocking you. So it's quite an interesting abstract strategy with some elements that are a bit different than what I've seen before.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that one, because the amount of times I thought I got you, and then you would just outmaneuver it, and I'm like, I see the folly of what I've done here. Like, I would use up all my walls, and you're like, I haven't moved very far, but you're having to travel backwards. I'm like, but I'm still going to have to travel further to make it there. I'm like, I have bamboozled myself here. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. You move. And then you just put a wall in front of me. I'm like, yeah, I should have thought about that one. Yeah, no, it was a fun game. There was one other game, so at the con they had basically this section set up of these sort of games where it was big wooden games. There was one where you had to roll dice into a bowl. That's not going to be fun. It was fun. You basically had a handful of dice, and you had to throw them into this bowl, and if you got doubles, you took them out. But if you rolled ones, the dice would be discarded. And so you had to try and be the last one with dice in your hand at the end of the game. But it's a push your luck. You roll these dice in, and say you roll you roll 4 dice, and then you get 2 5s, a 4, and a 1. You take the 2 5s out, you have to discard the 1, and there's a 4 left in there. Okay, either I keep going or I stop. And you go, all right, I stop. And then the next person might roll 2 dice in there and roll a 4 and a 3. So they take the 4 you had, and they'll leave the 3, and then they're like, I'll roll 1 more. And they roll another dice, and they roll a 1. They're like, oh, crap, okay, I've got to get rid of that. It was very quick and just very silly. And how's this going to be fun? You're just losing dice. It was heaps of fun. I played twice in a row. It essentially, if you have dice and a bowl, you have the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're just literally throwing dice in a bowl. That was pretty much the last game I had for the day.
We also played Compromat, which was a blackjack-like game. It's like competing for scoring cards in the middle.
Oh, that's right. My God. On my thing, I haven't logged these games. That's right. Yeah. That was the final game we played of the day. Yeah. That was very cool. Sorry.
You're laying out cards, trying to get as close as you can to 21, but not going over 21. And you're doing that for a number of different scoring cards. And then once everyone's laid out their cards, you reveal the cards and see who won each row. So it definitely has that push your luck element of blackjack, and quite a bit of memorization element, if I recall correctly. Not that I was doing that, but in principle, you want to remember what cards have been played and try and work out what cards are remaining.
Yeah, we realized halfway through we should have been counting our cards. But
yes.
It was the end of a 3-day bender of learning and playing board games. So I think we're forgiven for that one. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. You put these cards down. Yep, it's cool. I'll put the 6 here, and then I'll put that over there, and I'll put the 1/11 here. Where did I put that 6 again? Oh, I think it was here. That's fine. We'll put it here. It was a fun little game. I'll play it again. I have nothing to really add on that one.
No, it's just like blackjack with a bit of a twist, really, is what it was.
Yeah.
And no dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just trying to gain the central card. Yeah, you're battling for the card in the middle, so you got closer to 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a good way to end the day.
Yeah, it was. And not too brain burny. Well, because we weren't counting cards, it was not too brain burny.
Yeah, very true. But that was our games at Playcon. Overall, how did you find the con?
I had an absolute blast. I had a really, really, really good time. I also had a number of games that I kind of wanted to play and did get around to playing. I used the Aftergame app and was able to book a few of them in, like Lost Ruins of Arnak and Le Havre and even Nemesis Retaliation, all games I kind of been interested in. So that was great. And of course, like some great food down in Sydney as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were right in Darling Harbour. Like, I went out for dinner on one of the nights. Like, I was between games. I'm like, I'm going to go see what's down there. And I had probably some of the best Thai I've eaten in ages.
Yeah, I went to like a Chinese noodle place. I was planning on going Korean because I love Korean, but they were like beyond booked out. And so I was tired and I was like, I'm not going to go hunting down. Here's a Chinese noodle place and there's a table free. I'll give them a try. And my goodness, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I really liked... I mean, this was in like the exhibition centre in Sydney, so they just had oodles of space. It was never an issue trying to find a table. Yeah, everything was laid out cleanly and everything. But again, they had oodles of space to be able to do it with. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. And then these like role playing games and everything, like the Blood and Clock Tower and that, they had up in a separate area to bring you out of the hall, so that way you could play these games without being interrupted by other people, which was good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a blast. Yeah, I got to meet Tegan Smith, who we've spoken about a couple of times in the pod. She is the designer for Jump to Jupiter, and potentially it was getting published. So Tegan, let us know how that went. Like, I'd love to see it on a store shelf. And I think I met Craig Somerton as well, and I didn't realize if that was you. I met Craig. I'm really sorry. I didn't realize it was you at the time. So, hey, Craig, how you going? Yeah, and like it was great to see a couple of people from CanCon there. Like Monica ran into, and a couple of other people. Yeah, it's cool how friendly and memorable the board game community is, which is pretty cool. There's actually a couple of people from like the Dice Tower I saw there, a couple of other YouTubers. It was hilarious. I was like learning how to play a game, and then I looked up, and the two people who I was watching on the YouTube video explaining the game to me were playing another game at another table. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? Like, no, it was very cool. Yeah, I think that is everything we've got to say about it. Unless there's anything else you want to
covered
say.
more or less everything, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that was our episode of Playcon. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to getting bored with you next time.
Yeah, that's right. And maybe, possibly, next year,
Yeah.
PlayCon 27.
PlayCon 27. Yeah, CanCon 27 followed by PlayCon 27. We'll see you guys there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Take care. Bye.
This is David out.
This has been the Board Crew. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to getting bored with you next time.
I like that. This is David out. We're finished, Ben. What do we do?
Press all the buttons until
Yeah.
something happens.
Deletes everything.
Yeah. Oh, that would suck.
That would definitely suck. That was a lot.
Tiny little episode, that one.